it's an pharma we will read. We are the engine which serves ads over there. So we basically connect EHR portals, blogs to advertisers. Advertisers could be Cipla or any other brand who's trying to promote their pharmaceutical things, maybe machinery or maybe medicines. That's it. So we are a mid-sized company. We started as a startup, but now it's a mid-sized company. Though our team's a little bit small, it's me in the backend, my manager, and one more senior. We three handle everything in our specific products. There are multiple products, so it's divided. The team is divided by products. There are multiple teams as well. Today, let me just share my screen. I made a presentation using Claude, so let's hope it's good.
That's super fine.
Uh,
That's super fine. It's not an issue.
yeah, is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Uh, I would say let's. It's better to focus on me rather than the presentation because I like to talk using my hands. It would be better. Yeah. So today I'm going to tell you about how I work using my agents. A little bit brief about me, how I work. So since January, my CEO and my company made it compulsory for us to use AI coding tools as the first thing to build anything. And since January, I have like almost I had like negligible manual coding. Everything I shipped was done by agents, verified and tested by agents. And today I will tell you how I work. But first, we'll dangle around what are the requirements, what kind of tasks requires such heavy workflow. Okay, first of all, let's prime ourselves as well because हम agents को prime करते हैं as same as well. We need to prime as well ourselves as well. Whatever I'm gonna discuss today is a little bit of token heavy task. So if you are on a budget, I wouldn't recommend this workflow. This only works when you want to go fully autonomous and you don't care much about tokens, though you can figure out and make it more token efficient. But yeah, right now it's a bit token heavy by design. Second thing, it's a bit overkill for small scope of work. Small scope of work, as in if you want to build, suppose a REST API or simple APIs and that kind of stuff, it's not going to suffice on this workload. For that, you can use a single agent and work around it. Third thing is very important. I still don't know what percentage of like what domain of people do we have here. Do we have software engineers or do we have freshers or maybe some senior people over here? But I think if we have some people who are in the industry or working, they might relate to me that working in a startup, it requires you to, when you are given a task, it requires end-to-end ownership. And yeah, it's founding nature. That's great. I mean, I think you might agree with my points. You will relate to it as well. So there's a concept called end-to-end ownership. In small companies, startup, what they want you to is when you are given a task, suppose you have to build something, you are the responsible person to build it on the dev, test it on QA, though QA team will be there, but they are not the one responsible. You are the one responsible of the whole thing you build, QA, and also shipping it to production and also maintaining it post when your users are there. You're maintaining it, you're monitoring it, you're fixing it on your own. You don't have to rely on your seniors or like there's another team of people, set of people like certain big companies. They have like front engineers, right? Whenever an escalation is there, they're called pages or something. They escalated, okay, fix this. But in a small scope, small company, it's all you. Where you build it, you maintain it. So that is where this workflow kind of works for me. Let's start with a sample question, sample where I will guide you through why I came to this workflow and why it works for me. And you can also argue that it might not work. That's completely fine because I'm also building it. Let's just keep this in mind that this is an evolving thing. I'm also experimenting. No one is an expert or champion like Boris. Is implementing thousands of agents. I'm not. You maybe not. So we have to keep that in mind. It might be possible you can give me an input that might improve my workflow as well, right? So let's suppose we are giving a task, right? You have to build a knowledge-based pipeline for a RAG-based project. I hope everyone is known about RAG a little bit. I will just give you a brief what RAG is. So RAG is basically when you have, suppose you have your, yeah, yeah, absolutely. RAG, yeah, RAG, great. So RAG is basically a pipeline where you provide your AI agents your own data, your own corpus, so it can answer based on whatever your corpus you have. So LLMs have their own knowledge, but you want them to answer using your knowledge. So RAG comes there. It is retrieval augmented generation, right? It is a very big project if you see when working at enterprise or companies. If you're working at personal project, it's a very small project, but when you work at there, it's a big thing, right? You have to be it has multiple parts, right? So let's suppose we have a task to build a knowledge based pipeline. If any backend engineers are there, they can, this is a basic pipeline where you're giving sources. There's a file source, there's a web URLs, there's RSS feed, where data is coming from. And what you have to do is it's ingest all these data, chunk it, embed it, and store it into a database, which is called vector database. It's a small task, but it has many components. If you're ingesting from multiple sources, there's different kind of schemas you have to follow. You have to keep in mind scalability. So if you are ingesting like 50,000 URLs, you cannot just punch in the whole 50,000 URLs at once. You have to keep in mind that okay, I can process, like we can make a thread of 5 workers that process work parallelly. So it's a very big project, right? When I started out, how most of us work would be like, we would start out, we'll go on Claude, we'll start a new chat, and we're like, okay, so we're gonna work this. This is the Jira ticket, and we have to work, build a knowledge base pipeline, and it must ingest files, PDF, Excel, CSV, and that kind of stuff, chunk it, embed it using OpenAI APIs, and then store it into a vector database, right? This is a very basic workflow any beginner or anyone who's still exploring AI codes or AI codes tools would do. And what you do is then you will brainstorm it. Okay, we'll use this library, we'll do this, we'll chunk it, we'll use async operations, the kind of stuff, right? We'll brainstorm with your agent. What happens is when you're brainstorming, you're ideating with the agent, you will already hit like 30% of your context window of your agent. Now are at 30% of your context window, but the whole part of work is still left. It's implementation, fixing bugs, testing. Because when you work in startup, product team comes with changes like in minutes. If in morning they will say, okay, build this. In the evening they will say, okay, I don't want this, I want this. So changes are very repetitive and very fast. So right now you are at 30% of your context window, and you will start. Okay, let's start implementing the pipeline for file processing. We'll start implementing. Maybe you will use sub agents to minimize content out of your context window. But still, let's say you will reach around 70% of your context window while doing all these operations. Now you still have your web crawling feature to process web URLs. You have to connect RSS feed URLs, and that is a long scope of work. You have two options. Either you run a compaction of your context window. I hope everyone knows a little bit of context compaction. So every LLM has a limited context window, which is around 272K or 1 million tokens. What happens is every harness provides you an option called as slash summarize or slash compact. You can run it, and what it does is it summarizes your whole chat, whatever you have chatted with your agent, compresses it, and now we will have like 30% or 10% of your context window freed up. Now you can work again. You'll start working, you will hit second 70 or 80% of your context. You will keep doing this, right? Now the problem comes, suppose you are at your RSS feed level. You have already compacted your context window 2 times. Your agent, when you hit compaction, what happens is you tend to lose certain things, certain edge cases, certain things you discuss with your agent. Maybe file processing, you might have found, okay, this was the issue. Or maybe certain Git commands that your agent ran, and you were like, okay, don't do this. Okay, don't make this pipeline. Okay, make the code modular, right? But compaction sometimes misses all that, and that's a really big problem. Now suppose you have implemented everything, you have integrated RSS feed as well. Now your manager comes in and tells you, or not your even your manager, your QA teams comes and tell, okay, the file processing is hitting a memory limit of the whole server. You are basically ingesting your whole file in your memory, which is causing a system issue. What you will do? Either you will start a new agent, go ahead, explore the whole code base. You will explain ki what happened, what we need to do. It will waste your token again, right? Or you will use the same agent. Okay, uh, file processing had some issues. We need to fix it. It's a waste of token again. You have to reprime your agent continuously if you want to go back. And now this is a long-lived task because you have to maintain it in production. Maybe later down 2 months, you may be asked, okay, file may you have to make these changes. You have to also store metadata. So requirements keep coming, and you cannot be priming your agents again and again and again and again. One thing you can say is you can have documentation. You can tell your agent, okay, you have implemented this, documented. You have implemented this, documented. But documents tend to rot. It get older how you progress. Suppose you might have worked on file, you documented it while working on RSS feed. You made some changes to the file wala flow, and it changed, but your document didn't update. Again, your agent has to read all your code base again. Now, I was at this as well. So what I figured out was forking. So every harness, even Cloud Code provides option to call it as fork. What is fork? So fork is basically creating a copy of your agent. You have you can hit slash fork, and it will create a copy of your session. You will see fork one of this session, and you will have the original chat as well. You can just hit right now also, if you have any session open, you can hit slash fork and it will create a copy of your agent. Now how I work around this, now what I do is when I start working out, I prime my agent. Priming as in I talk to it, what are the requirements, what are we gonna build, make it explore the code base, do some web research. I mean, web research is, yes, sorry. Fork will have, yes, fork will have the complete context unless you have compacted it, because it's just a clone of your session. It's not nothing other than, it's a pure copy of your session. If you, even if you go into your Claude JSON and sessions, you will see it's just a copy of your session. It copies everything you have done till now with your agent, your chat, your tool responses, everything you have done. So it's basically clone of your agent. So what I do is I start agent, talk to it. Okay, we have to build a knowledge base pipeline. It's gonna have a file processing unit, web crawl unit, RSS feed integration, and a few more integrations, right? And I make it research on the web, like what are the solutions provided there, because LLMs tend to, they do what they know. Okay, I will implement this. They tend to mess it up. They are not up to date. So I force them to research on web what are the current standards of whatever we are working on. Now I have already hit like 30% of my context window. What I'll do is I will slash fork, create a copy of my agent, which you will see is fork A, fork B. And Zoop was my first agent, which I was talking about. If you guys want, I can show you it in Claude Code. Just let me know. It will be better if someone is missing out or not understanding it. Okay, sure. I will. I will. I will.
I think we can do that after the presentation.
Yeah, we can do it after the presentation. Sure. I will show you if it's done right. So now I have two copies, a fork and the main agent. What I do is I tell the main agent, okay, I have created a copy of you, and I have named it fork A. This is, I am me talking to the first agent, which is my main agent. I call him Zoop. I like to name my agents. So even my call Claude.md, I have top it at the top. I have named it. Okay, you are your Sridhar refers you as Zoop, and you are Zoop. Okay, so I have created a copy of you. It's called fork A, and it's gonna work on the file processing unit. Update your ledger. So what is ledger? So ledger is basically documentation. I force every agent I work with to maintain a document of itself, which contains a work log of whatever it has done, a memory section, because there are certain things which we learn on the way, and also some things which he wants to, like just a scratch pad, whatever he wants to do. Okay, and the task is for the agent to keep maintaining that ledger. So fork A, your main agent also has a document. Fork A also gets a document. Fork B also gets a document. I have told my main agent, okay, I have created a copy of your agent, and it's gonna work on the file processing part. Now I open the fork chat. I'm there. I'm talking. Okay, you are copy of Minzu. Your name is Fork A, and you're gonna work on this. Create a ledger, a document for yourself, where we document everything you have done, your memory section, and then I start working on it. That main agent is at rest. I'm talking to Fork A. We are implementing, working, reviewing, testing, and doing everything. Suppose midway I get a task again to, okay, implement web crawl as well, integration from a third party. I will again create a fork for with a main agent because it's already primed. Okay, this is we are not gonna work on the second pipeline, which is for web crawl, and I will start working on it. So I have two forks right now, right? Fork A is on file processing unit, and fork B is on the web crawl feature. This way you can delegate work. So this is somewhat how the tree looks. This is the main agent which I primed. Then I forked it into two parts, a file edition part, a web call pipeline, and they are both working. Either you can work parallelly using work trees, but that's hard for me. So I like to work on single agent at a time. This when this is done, I tell it, okay, update your ledger, create a handoff for the main agent. What is handoff? So handoff is basically the child telling its parents, okay, I have done this work, you can maybe check out the code, here's the summary. So basically to keep this agent in loop, keep the parent in loop, okay, this is the work done, right? I will show you how that documentation work as well. I also have fork B, which is working on the web crawl. Now you are done it. You have committed, pushed your pipeline to QA. They are testing it. It's working. Now comes the part of testing it at real scale, which is where production comes in. There are instances there you will find bugs in your code because LMs. If you think you can one shot anything, it's not possible right now. LMs tend to lie a lot. They lie a lot. I will tell it, okay, don't load the whole file in memory at once, and it will go like, ah, I will just do this, and he will lie with me. Okay, yeah, memory streaming is enabled. We work that, but it will lie. There will be instances you will find your requirements are not fulfilled. Now what you do? Now you have to debug it. You have to find the issues. You have to test it. You have to simulate it. Again, I will create a fork of that fork. So suppose the issue was in file ingestion pipeline, right? And QA told me, okay, there's a memory issue. Your whole pipeline crashes after like 15 seconds. What is happening? What will you do? I will create another fork of fork A, which is I will let's name it A1, okay, which is for testing and live QA. It will test it, hit the DB, check what's happening, check the logs and everything. Once we are done talking to this agent, I will again prep a handoff and summary back to this agent. Okay, this was the issue we have identified. Let's fix it up. 4K can fix it again, and then again handoff goes back to. So it's basically a parent and child relationship. I'm very greedy with my context window. I don't like to waste my context window. So that's why I use forks, because context is limited and I don't want to be asking questions and wasting my context window, or maybe just for figuring some stuff out कि भाई इस pattern में किया क्या है, what you have done. So there are sometimes you can see कि your agent makes a very good pipeline. You are like, oh wow, वो ये क्या बना गया, and you're like okay, I need to more about it. But when you start asking questions, that's a waste of context window of your main agent. If you not do that, fork it, name it like, okay, I will, this is in a Q&A fork, and you can ask your question. This saves your main agent's context window. So this agent is working for testing. Again, for fork B, I did the same thing. I made multiple copies of it, one for testing, one for simulation on Docker. So I asked it, let's simulate all the APIs we are hitting, all the vector database as well, and simulate our whole pipeline live on local machine. So I created two more forks of it, and trust me, I mean this can be done by you also. But when you are at a time constraint, when your product tells you, okay, you have to ship it by Wednesday and it's Friday right now, your whole pipeline, you cannot be setting key. Okay, I will build monitoring logs. I will build this pipeline, that pipeline. You have to work fast and iterate fast. So this is where this came in for testing as well. I create forks and all stuff. This is somehow the documents look, as in 4K has a ledger, right? It contains work logs, it contains memories, it contains handoff.
It's 20
Handoff is
hours.
for their child agents. Okay, 4K is, I will do is 4K is done, A1 he reads handoff and proceed. This is again for showing how I use forks for testing, testing on live QA or maybe production databases, read only access, no read write, read only accesses. So it saves a lot of time. It's token heavy, but it saves a lot of time. There were instances, we onboarded a client. and he said ki, I have a sitemap of around 60K URLs, and you have to crawl it and chunk it and store it into a database, and we'll have a AI agent fetch it. If you see 50,000 URLs, if you have never worked on it, you will see it's an easy task. You can just pass one URL one by one, one by one. But that at production, that doesn't work. You have to parallelize your work. You have to keep in mind databases, your reading, writing. There's a lot of things, right? So what happened was when they dumped 50, sorry, they when they dumped 50,000 URLs in the pipeline, it broke. It completely broke. I was like, okay, ये क्या हो रहा है? What just happened? And so what I did, I created a fork of my web crawl part and told it, okay, check the production database, what's happening, hit the database, check server logs, what's happening, check our external APIs. We were using an external service for web call feature, and figure out what's happening. And it did everything. It started reaching out database. It started checking out PG stat activity, what's happening in PG vector key database. There's a database issue. So what we found out, there was a memory issue on a server, and there was one part of code which was loading everything in memory at once, and we were out of memory. It faded out. We patched it, and we went ahead with the fix in matter of 2 hours. I trust me, if I was doing this, it would have taken me like a day or some, and not just me, it would have involved my manager and my seniors as well to figure this stuff out, because we were live, and client was like, okay, where's my data? So speed was a thing. That's why these things works. Next is, I think if you want to know how I also use agentic loops, Shay, if we have time, I will keep it short. There's one slide. It's just one slide. You want. It's a part of that. Sure. Thank you. So all of you might have heard loop engineering, right? We also have graph engineering as well. But loop engineering is very basic, and people tend to, because for LinkedIn, they are trying to hype this stuff. Key, it's a big thing. Like, it's not a big thing. Like, it's very simple. It's a simple for loop with an exit criteria. I will take an example. I was so this RSS feed thing was given to me on Thursday night, and my manager told me that I need this by Friday morning, and I was like, okay, I have never done this. So what I did, I came back from office, had my dinner, had my everything, and I sat down. I was like, okay, let's brainstorm this. Again, this was a fork agent of the main agent. We have to build a RSS feed integration, and we will scrape the URLs over there and then pass it for crawling, and then the same pipeline connects. Now, what you can do is either you can sit and babysit your agent. Okay, you will see, okay, this is done. You will say, okay, yes. You will check it. You will check the code. You will do everything, right? What I did was I had to sleep. So I did a brainstorm session with my agent. Okay, RSS feed. These are the libraries we can use to connect with RSS feed. I want this. This is the result. And then I gave it a very big prompt. What was the prompt? This is the main part of the agentic loop, which people call as loop engineering. Everyone has different definitions. I have a different definition. What is my definition is, I told my agent, okay, you have a goal. Goal is to implement this whole plan, test it out, and ship it. I have provided you MCP tools to access database. You have access to server logs as well. You can do web research. So these are the tool parts which I give to the agent, and there are certain exit criteria which I mentioned, which was, okay, whenever you implement a part of the pipeline, which is a bigger chunk, run two sub agents to get it reviewed from different angles. So if you can do like you can tell your agent, okay, review your work. But I feel like when an agent reviews its own work, it's mostly biased, and it will lie a lot. Spin a sub agent, one or two, get it reviewed, be it ruthless, unbiased, that kind of babbling stuff. You can mention it, and the agent loop it. If it passes, ship it, commit it, go to sleep. If it doesn't, fix it. Find the issue, fix it, fix the issue. Try it 2 times. If an issue is not fixed 2 times, what you do is you launch another advisor sub agent. Now, the task of advisor sub agent is to look at the whole architecture of your code, not just that one problem, because there are certain times there are possibilities that your whole architecture is missing. There's something at the very beginning which is wrong, and you are trying to fix something in line. which agents likes to do. They don't tend to keep the whole scope of work in mind. Launch a advisor agent, let it look what's happening, and if he has a solution for it, try it once. If it works, good, ship it, get a review again and ship it. If it doesn't, stop then and there, wait for me in the morning. So this is a very small loop, and I was like, I gave this prompt, I went to sleep. Next morning it was done. It did ran one time. It hit the advisor sub agent one time, but it did work and it tested it out, simulated it. It was simulated on Docker as well, and work was done. On Friday morning, was like, sir, this is done. We can push it to QA and have it live by Wednesday. So this was basic of loop engineering as well. Recap wise, we just have, you can fork and delegate work. Loop is just a goal with an exit criteria and resources for your agent. And be greedy about your context window, guys. You have to be greedy about your context window. You cannot be wasting your context window. It's very important because right now we are limited at, like, even if you have budget, you can hit a 1 million context window for your agents. But when you're on a budget, like small scale LLMs 272K context window, you have to be greedy about it. And that's it. Thank you. I can take any questions.
Amazing,
These are my.
amazing, Sridhar. I think I agree with this point. Like context is basically the things that we need, and we have to be very budgety about it, because people who are working in enterprises and have got open limits, like free limits, like you can use whatever they want, that is still, a thing. But that is why I think context engineering for personal use cases are much more serious,
Absolutely.
right? And that is where all the engineering kind of stuffs come into play. It's not engineering for the you're building the product, it's actually engineering the context for yourself, for your purpose, because you're ultimately, most of the people are running $20 plan. And people, we need to understand how to use it so that we do not overflow on the 5 hour window limit, or like the weekly receipts and everything, right? So that is some kind of a like a adult budgeting, right? That we have to do right now, we have to learn. And but yes, there might be issues that we have to figure out, like at what point and what kind of optimization of the prompts, because it varies from every provider to provider. ChatGPT has something else, like Claude has something
Yep.
else, Kimi has got something else, right? I think what Vipul is building also the command code, it's
Correct.
working on a whole different economics at $1 plan, right? Because so the economics vary so much, right? It's very difficult to actually understand like which budget to follow. So it's like living in different cities,
Exactly.
and so it's, yeah, absolutely, I agree with you.
Like there was an example, good example for use for something else. Like before even cutting a tree, you have to sharpen your axe. You
Yes.
spend time sharpening your axe. So right now, what you do is before even starting to work, you have to prime your agent. You have to manage your context, your tools, and everything, and then you get into work. If you get into work first, it will take time, and you will run into a lot of problems at
Absolutely.
there. Spend
Absolutely.
time with your agent. Context engineering is a thing. Save
Yes.
it.
Right. I think we have some questions. Don't.
That's
Yeah. Don't. Yeah. Ashwini. Don't forget to give us demo after the presentation. Yes. I think Sridhar will be able to give. Absolutely.
I
And
sure.
Hertz a model has 2 million contexts. I'm not sure though. 2 million contexts. People have it. I think.
I think
Uh,
Gemini had 10 million context window when they launched. There was a model, I think 2.5 or something. They launched it with 10 million token, but anything above 30K or 50K tokens, it's a waste of. If there's a research paper where they showed a graph where agents tend to degrade after a certain context window.
right.
That it was. I think I would share it with you guys. There's a paper around it.
But I think it was it for context? The tokens for the context, or was it for the tokens for training?
No, no, it was for the context when you're
Context
working
window.
with the agent.
Okay,
Yeah, I will
that's
share the paper. I have it.
amazing. You can share in the group then. I think Hriday will clear that up. And yeah, Saktivel is asking, how do you scale this to the entire team?
My team is still, they are learning. I keep this to me. I have tried to do this with my manager. He's like, "भाई क्या कर रहा है? रुक जा तू." I'm like he's like he just want to get things done. And it's not easy for everyone to do this. I would say you have to build your own system. This is my system. You don't have to copy it. So it might not work for you. It works for me. It's not 100% working for me. I make tweaks as well.
Right.
Certain times I fork and make a fork for updating my Claude MD. Okay, you have learned about it so much, right? We have worked so much. Update the Claude MD. So there are parts you can. I mean, you scale. I still didn't figure out we can how
Absolutely.
we can scale this.
Absolutely. I think it's more about how the teams speak up by themselves, because this is something very personal and it's very tailored to how your use cases can be. So once you lay out the plan that, hey, like these are the things that you should be working with, this is how you should work, but the rest of like the tweaks you should actually figure it out. Right, you can sell a car by telling that, hey, these are the best cars in your segment, but if you prefer AMT or MT or IMT or anything, that's entirely up to how you use or how you run it. So
It's a preference.
right, and Lakshay is asking, can we do the same in Cursor?
I do this in Cursor. So at my company they provide me Cursor.
Amazing.
So yeah, I do this in Cursor.
And yeah, Pratik is asking, how would you describe briefly, or if you could show over Claude Code, a plan or small setup on how to build an Android app using Claude, or how to give it prompt or plan for it? Try to talk like a web developer who has never built an app using React Native, Flutter, and want to try Claude. Yeah, I think, Honey, I think the questions would be more clear. The answers would be more clear for the questions if you can just give a very short demo. I think that is what people are asking for.
Okay, I think Pratik is asking a more of a beginner style beginning. He wants to begin
Right.
into developing this than that fork system. You don't need that fork system right now. What you need to do right now is get any harness, any you can get command code or anything which is cheap for you and you can spend money on it and use it. Okay, the more you use, the more you will understand how things work. I can tell you, okay, what you have to do is you have to make this big prompt and you have to mention these parts. uh, you won't understand it. Trust me, I have watched tens of thousands of tutorials key how to do prompt engineering, how to write that stuff, but only way you can understand is by using it. So I would say get the cheapest hardness possible. Try prompting it. Prompting is what? Talking to it. The more you talk, the more output you will get. And also don't try to stop your agent from writing stuff because they don't have state. The more they write, the better. There are certain plugins which constrict your agents from writing stuff. I don't like them because if you go deep down, the agent's key memory is what they write, and if you heard that, you heard the performance. Yeah. For your question, how would you describe briefly a show or Claude? Same thing, man. Pratik, you have to try it out. I can show it to you, but maybe later in the session after we are done with other speakers. But definitely you have to try it out on your own. Then we can ask questions like, okay, this didn't work. How can I like get it better on this?
Right. Amazing. I think, yeah, Pratik, please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi everyone. I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what I do is I work as a technical consultant at the company, and it's been a long time since I've actually created a website or maybe an application. So, since having an experience, I get a lot of freelance opportunities. So, I recently got an opportunity. Like, I didn't get the opportunity. I got an option to work with a company to build their app. It's from scratch, and I would have to build it on my own. They don't have a developer team. So they just wanted an app, and I have been like hearing a lot about Claude, Cursor, and these tools. So I just wanted to know that how can I work with Claude or any other agent to build that app end to end on like React Native, Flutter, or they don't have a dependency on the tech stack.
Okay.
But I don't have skills in app development. Like website and application are similar but not the same. There are many things which work differently for both.
And
So I would have less time to work on it. Like I can't learn and work on both things
yeah.
simultaneously. So if there's anything I can understand or just start working with Claude, I don't want to waste tokens and all. So I just wanted to have an overview.
So do you also have to work on the design as well, or just the backend
Yes,
stuff?
design and development both.
Design and development as well. So, I would talk about from example from my side.
Hmm.
So last to last month, I had like okay, I have to build a Swift app. I saw on Twitter it was a Markdown previewer app. I wanted to build it, and I have never worked with Swift. or any desktop app. So I had no experience in it. How I started, first thing first, you have to get the design done yourself. You have to decide what you want. Without a design, you cannot do anything. So maybe sit down with a diary, sketch it out how you want your apps to look, what features you want. Basic, keep it basic. I want a login page. I want this. I want that. I want this. Done. You are done with the design. Okay,
Mhm.
feed it to anything like ChatGPT. Take a photo, feed it to ChatGPT. Okay, this is my design. Maybe can you create a picture, like design picture of it, simulate the whole Android phone with it, and then you have a picture of your design, right? From your raw notebook sketch to a design. Feed that to Claude, and then talk to Claude. Okay, Claude, I'm a very beginner, right? And I don't have any experience in Android development, and I want to build this app. Don't tell it to that we are on a time constraint. If you tell it, it will rush things very badly. Ask it, "Oh, how work with me." You just turn on the voice mode and just talk. Okay, Claude, I want you to work with me, and I'm a beginner. Get me through things I need to know, which are important, and we'll start working in phases. Let's first decide what the phase should be. Should we build the front end? Should we build the back end? Or should we just start with setting up Android Studio? Because that's a platform where we build Android apps as well. So it will guide you, right? The more you talk, you will figure out, okay, you have to work in this way. Keep talking and digging down stuff, and you have to test it as well. Uh, I would say demo wise, it's very hard to give a demo.
Mhm.
You have tried it on yourself. I would say try it, whatever I have told. And if you run any problems, I am in the group. You can connect with me at any time, and I will help. I will be very happy to help you out with it. Key, okay, you have reached this part of your whole product. Now, how you can produce. Proceed. Also, make sure to ask your agent to document everything, every plan, every discussion, so you have logs of everything.
Right. Pratik, I
But
think,
use it.
yeah, Pratik, I think the main thing is, na, even the Claude engineers have specified this in their events, that you shouldn't prompt it too hard, right? You should let
Mhm.
Claude do its own prompting. Okay, like you should be mentioning, just mentioning, what are the requirements, how you want to execute it, or what you want to build, how you want the UI to be, like these are the things I'll be using. I think these are the things that I'll be needing, right? You can actually treat yourself like a client to the
Yeah.
contractor who is Claude, right? Like that is Claude. That's the entire thing. You should be mentioning Claude like, hey, I need this to be done, and this is how it should work. This is I need to scale this for this many people. I need to work for this for this purposes, right? And just based on that, you should prompt and let Claude. You can put when you prompt it on Claude code, you can just put it on auto mode, right? And you can just let it do its thing. You don't have to worry about that. You can try with that, right? But treat yourself as a client to Claude. That's the best
Oh,
way that it will be able to do.
And
If you
also
don't,
don't try to one shot stuff, because that's a problem
yeah,
where
that doesn't work. That
people,
doesn't work. Work
if
work
you
along with Claude, right?
you have to iterate.
Yeah,
You get a V1 and you say, okay, we have to build a V2 which is more scalable,
right.
performing good.
Like
You
generate the
cannot.
plan. Generate the plan. Build. Work on generating the plan. If you're good with the architecture, if you're good with the like the implementation plan and everything. After that, if you're happy with that, just let it run. Like solo, and once it produces the output, you can check. You can just do testing, right? And if you're good with the testing, and if everything checks out, then fine. Otherwise, you can just go ahead. Okay.
sure, sure.
Cool.
Thanks, man.
Amazing. I think we might be having other questions also, but I'll just park it for now. I think we have got Lakshay, right?
Sure.
It's Lakshay. Yeah, Lakshay is with us. Hey, Lakshay.
Hello, Shreyan. Just a
Amazing.
minute. I am joining from my laptop.
Absolutely. So, I think Lakshay is building a fintech core API, and he has also this product called Idea Hub. This is a product demo, right? Since we are having a like a bag of things that is going on, so Lakshay has built two products and would love us to learn about the products, and would like some very like validations, how it is working. You can and for this kind of product demo, it's very interesting that you can actually ask Lakshay the hard questions. Okay, whether why this is working, why, like should it fail, like when, like why this shouldn't fail, and what is the price point. You can challenge him on like multiple various levels, and you can also understand with what defense Lakshya has, right? It actually provides an, like if you are having a product idea in mind that you want to uh, go ahead with, right? If you're trying to build and you want to understand what the hurdles might be for that particular ecosystem in which Lakshya is building, or like you can go ahead, you just feel free to ask, and people, you guys can all open your mics up, and you can, you know, do some keyboard warrior stuff, or you can just speak up and you know
Yeah.
uh, just go on with Lakshya. I think Lakshya is joining. In the meantime, I think we can. Krida is there, Kevin is there, Pratik and all. Hold on. Ashu is there. Hi, Ashu. No, it's Ash J. Ashwin Mishra. Yes, sure, why not? It's Ash J basically. But yes, I think we can do some introductions as well. Monish is there, Monish Azim, and Pratik is there, Kevin is there. Is Hi Monish. You can turn on mic for the next 5 minutes. No worries, Ashwini. You can take your time. Monish, you can feel free to introduce yourself as well. I think I follow you on LinkedIn, Monish, and you've been doing some interesting work, I guess. Hi Kevin. A bit noisy here. No worries. Take your time. Kevin. Yes, we all use Twitter. And also we have got Vishal. Hey, Vishal is there. Hey Vishal. Yes, please. Please feel free to unmute and speak.
Am I audible, Share?
Yes, you're audible now.
Okay, okay. So first, I will introduce myself. So I am a recent graduate and looking for a backend engineer role and looking for opportunities at backend. So I built the fintech core as an assessment for a company, which later turned out to be a company just who was collecting the data. So recently I built it the proper front end, the whole web application, and designed the specifically labs for it where I can demonstrate the idempotency and the concurrency in that. So, and the second is the idea hub, which allows us to just usually what happen, all the product related thoughts what happens to me are scattered across multiple platforms, WhatsApp notes application. So I built a tool around this to centralize the process, and I have a long roadmap on this as well. So from this only I can manage the tasks, features and everything. So I'm first sharing the screen for the fintech code. Hmm, is my website visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so this is the login page in this where I've integrated my own authentication service, which I've maintained. Wait,
The UI looks good so far. The web page.
thank you.
Yeah, it's very clean. It's very clean, bro.
So this is the dashboard. So main is the labs where what I have done is the first is the demonstrate the item potency. So we can set the request to from 5 to 20. So in this, let's say if I want to show the amount I am creating 10,000. Let's. So in this, what will it demonstrate that only the first such request is create in the database. Rest will return the result as the same as the first created, not like create 10 times in the database. If I run it, so now it all invalidated in the testing. Why? Let me again. It is suddenly failing.
No
I
worries, actually.
don't know.
We all know it happens
Okay.
with all of us.
It happens every day.
Yeah, every day, and especially during our teams
Let
as well. That's the most.
let me try with the second lab, which is the for the concurrency
Right.
amount. This is the where log is shows that only the if I send multiple requests, only one request is processed, other gets rejected as and gets a 409 status code. I think the same is happening in this as well for some reasons.
No worries,
No.
it's not an issue. You can explain the concept. I think that will be enough for us to get the idea.
So let what happens is to avoid the double send problem, we implement a mutex locking. So while learning about it, I implemented that in this project, which was an assessment. So earlier, it was just a backend for this project. Recently, I built it using the cursor, and while designing this, so where happen is only the first request get processed, rest of the are need to wait and gets the 409. So they can be retried again later.
And what is the database you're using as the backend?
Postgres.
Oh, nice. Postgres. So you must be using transactions, right, for this?
Yes. So the for mutex locking, what I did is as it is a currently single instance, I implemented the in-memory lock. But I know if I want to scale it, it would require me to move to Redis or any other thing.
Yeah.
And let me once more try it if it runs. Otherwise, no. Like you can see, the third request is on gets the 400, rest is getting the 409 as intended. But I would need to check why it is getting 400 later.
No worries, we can debug it anytime. And so have you tried integrating with any services, or have you tested this with anything?
No, Abhi, I have just completed the labs and front end last yesterday only.
Okay, cool. No worries. I think Monis
And
has
this,
some question for you. Hi Monis. Yeah, please.
Yeah, hi guys, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
yes, yes.
I don't have a question for Lakshay. Just once this is over, then I'll proceed then.
Cool. No worries.
So,
Yeah, yeah, sure.
so the second product is the Idea Hub, which is as I organized to capture, organize, and develop all the thoughts in a centralized place. Let me log in. Like in this, all I can do is I recently introduced the thoughts reordering in this as well. Like I can easily move the this, and for this I did not implemented it from the scratch. And the main feature in this is to like if I have a thought in I can directly come in the inbox section and capture it. Like I want to develop an application. Example के लिए I can and add it. But when instead of directly going to the projects, enable the inbox feature, and for when I have the time, I can later organize it as well by clicking on the move to idea. What it will do, it will show all the projects I have, and I can easily move it to them. As I move them, it is currently moved to authentication service. If I see, it has moved from the inbox to the this. Currently, it only have this section, but in the future I will implementing the feature section. products related section and everything. That's it.
I think it's
Yes.
there are some points. I think you can just share, if you can just share the share your screen once more.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, Mohan. I think Mohan has a question.
No question to Lakshay. I'll wait
Okay, okay, no worries.
after.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, cool.
I have shared the screen.
Yes, yes. Hi, yeah, Lakshay. So, so the product was basically uh, like with the like try implementing this with some kind of existing service, or maybe where you can show like how your service or your feature is working when it feels integrated, right? Because the idea right now is at like for the developers,
Yes.
right? Because since we are all
Yes.
like, since I believe that most like almost 90% of us here are developers, so we are able to fathom the idea, right? But when if you actually want to implement it, try putting it in a manner that can be understood by the the apps, by the clients also, by the customers at
Okay.
large. Because the point is that uh, even if you build an amazing product with all these features and putting all the best of the engineering, it actually doesn't matter, right? Until and unless you have a
Okay.
very complete or finished product. It's like Steve Jobs. When Steve Jobs tried to sell their first product to a shop, right? They sold CPUs, computer, but they sold it in parts. But the shopkeeper didn't take their products because the consumer wanted a full built product demo that they can use it. And the consumers, or the customers, do not care what you put inside. They just need it to work, right? So
Okay.
yeah, so if you want to say promote it on LinkedIn or something, it's do not promote it like these are the cool dev stuff, these are the cool engineering stuff that I have implemented it on. Try making a full-fledged like a product out of it. Okay, so this is
Okay.
basically the back end of the product. Try making a
Yes.
product out of it so the people can actually understand and internalize and fathom the concept, like why you are trying to build this, where would I actually need it, right? Because
Okay.
yeah, because if your application is very well uh, presented, I think that is where you can gain momentum from, and that is when the product and the people will try to ping you up, and maybe get some hands on any project product as well, right? They would love to
Oh,
integrate your stuff with their product as well, right? If you want to whitelist or however you want to do business with them. So
okay.
yeah, although this is great stuff, what I understood, and you have been starting out, and it's like really good, right? I like the UI as well, like the front page UI that you had built, right? Like have you been using any no, the I think the login page that you showed, that one.
For
Yeah,
this
yeah, with the for
website.
the fintech core, right? Yeah. So I
Okay.
think, yeah. So you have been using some good stuff for this. So you can actually work on it. You can build a demo, like a product end demo, right? Like an end user kind of demo, and I think that will pick things up more,
Okay.
right?
So in the fintech core, the I have also enabled the create transaction for the end user as well.
Right.
So the labs are for the demonstration purpose, like I just don't write them. I have implemented a idempotency and concurrency. I built them so anyone without setting up can test it as well.
Right. Cool.
Oh,
I think it's a great project because if you are a backend developer, concurrency and idempotency is like it's the main thing which many developers mess up. And since you're like just starting out and you know about these stuff, which is a very great thing. I would like to expand on what Shian said. Is you need a product in which you have implemented this as a part, not this as a project, because this is a like a backend part which never comes up. You what you can like express it as like, okay, I have a scalable product which can handle this many requests. It's safe, it's concurrent, it's fast, and then you can proceed on telling, okay, I have some certain transaction logs, I do this and everything. Then that is where you can expand on backend. But for now, you need a front end, not front end as a product, which you
Right.
can say, yeah, I
Okay.
have it's scalable and safe.
And also,
But
Got it.
great.
yeah, honey, play. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
This I was saying.
Yeah,
You go ahead.
yeah. So there's one more thing that you can just research. It's like a space. Fintech is a very regulated space,
Yes.
and as well as health tech as well. Health tech, we are all aware. Fintech is a very regulated space by RBI, so you have to be following the RBI guidelines. So the next question, when people after people love your product, the next question people will be asking, like, whether it uh, aligns with the RBI guidelines, right?
Okay.
Yeah, whether it's aligning with the RBI guidelines, whether it's making sense, whether the securities, like, in India has DPDP, data protection,
Okay.
that laws are there, and so if it's aligning with that or not, right? So all these things are there. Just do a basic research about how. So based on that, right, if you're handling, so those things will actually help you to pinpoint the issues in your code, and to have those features and compliances, so that people can take it up easily. So if you're having a competitor,
Okay.
if you're having like 20 other guys who are building the same product, but you have addressed the things very specifically and very professionally about what the banks are using, what the the fintech platforms are using, right? So
Yes.
that will help you to get adopted much more easily among the
Okay.
tech space. Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, so try working on this kind of compliances. Try like just look up like what are the guidelines, what are the principles, what are the laws regarding it, and I think that will be great for you.
Okay.
Cool. I think Honey has also like Sridhar has to maintain this because he's working with the US health tech, right? And
Yeah.
so he has got a lot of policies and these things to
Compliances to take
take
care
care
of.
of. Yeah, a lot of things. It's quite regulated there, more than India. Okay, great, man.
Okay.
Lovely to have you. Yes, Moni. I'll take up on Moni's now. Yes, Moni's had a question, and then we can go with Mohan.
Yeah. So my question was like, just like for skills, we have like skills.sh, where we have everything, can download anything. So do we have similar for MCP and all of that stuff? Like, uh, like I'm talking about this website that I will share in chat. So just like we have
Ah,
this for skills, do we have something similar for MCP tools and all?
I think we had something, right? Uh, Vishal, I think Vishal had shared earlier. I'm not sure. It might be Vishal also. Skills who shared this. We had a few. Yes, we had. We had a few. I'll share you the repo. It might be somewhere up in the chat. Okay, I'll share
Mhm.
you the repo when I can. Like when I if I get it. Uh, there are certain repos. There are some GitHub repos that people are using. Yeah, I think
Mhm.
Anuj mentioned
Yeah.
mcp.so.
Yeah.
Right.
What?
Yeah, I think that might help.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Model
MCP market.
context protocol registry about, yeah, that is there, but yeah, I think it's right. Model context protocol registry has all the MCPs that you need,
Mhm.
because everything,
Mhm.
yeah, any kind of MCP
Glama
has
also
been
has an
specific.
MCP.
Huh?
Glama also is an MCP aggregator. You can check out Glama.
Yes, yes.
Mhm. Okay. Another thing is I'm building a voice assistant for Mac, and it's similar to Hey Clicky. And I just want to know, like in general, what do you guys think about desktop applications, or like where the AI is heading in terms of desktop applications? Because like Hey Clicky is doing good, but still I don't see a lot of people using it in day-to-day life. So, like, what are your thoughts on those?
Saktivel, you want to take it up?
I mean, sure if somebody else wants to, but I think we are a couple of years from running model locally on the machines, right? So who's I keep and my another opinion is might be strongly opinionated, but I think the keyboards are going away. We are going to be fully voice mode, and the agents are going to be listening to us and responding to us through voice and visuals, and that's where the XR will meet AI, and the computing is really getting there. The recent launches from Nvidia and everything. So, um, so anybody who's building, like I think recently from India also we have Small Start AI, which is like building voice models, and recently raised $200 million funding. So that's me. Mike, back to you, Shan.
Yeah, I think building on what you said, like code, OpenAI is already building they have launched some new keyboard, right? Some $200 keyboard that they have launched, and they are trying to build on that. Maybe we'll be going on with uh, if Elon Musk also comes in, maybe we might go into with like processing everything through Neuralink, implanted in the brains and all. So yeah, I think yeah, that's a fair uses that we can do. Go ahead.
Mhm.
Uh,
So,
I also have something to add
Yes,
upon
yes,
that
Mohan.
question.
Yes, Mohan.
Yeah. So Hey Clicky was started by Farza. So he used to build space. So he has insane distribution, and
right.
everybody who is sort of like competing around in voice, anything on voice is the most hardest thing. And
Mm.
I have this thing where you don't compete, you try to go where no one's there. So it's sort of like if you want to make it a business and make it big and like, or if you're just trying to build it as an indie app, it's fine. But then again, this place is just so freaking competitive. And then again, last week I tested it around with. All the local speech to text models are getting extremely good. For example, Nvidia per key is like lesser than a GB, and I compared it with 11 Labs, and it was 92% almost the same. So it's sort of like so anyone who sort of like takes these open source models and just replaces Whisper Flow, right? There are few people who are trying to do that too. So it's just so crowded at this moment. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Hey Clicky, he's sort of like he's riding on his distribution advantage he's built over the years with reputation. So he'd be
Yeah.
able to compete, but rest of us are who are mere mortals, it'll be difficult.
Mhm. I saw their agent feature. I think they launched it some time ago with like
Yeah.
version.
It can even see what's in the screen to everything.
Right.
I have. I'm chronically on X, so I track
Yeah.
everything that he does.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
So when I tried it, like my honest opinion was like it was extremely slow, or maybe like the thing you are mentioning with local models, maybe that thing. If we
Yeah.
gave integrations with the local models, then that might be a good thing.
Yeah. I would just say like maybe someone just put something on the app store where like I can pay one off thing, and you
Mm.
just help me sort of like get the open source models to work with some kind of Whisper flow. That would be super cool. But then again, the only reason to do that is probably your bootstrap and you're just doing this as a side project and not something very serious.
Mhm. So like I built this like in April, and like it didn't work out like I expected, but still I'm going to share the link here, and then let me know what you guys think about it.
I think Google is
So
building something
Sure,
on the
sure.
edge, for like LLMs or SLMs for edge devices, and I think when if you want to use it at a very personal level,
mm,
you can actually use it. But there are actually the problem is with the how adoption works for it. If you're using a mobile phone, a fair amount of work is getting done. Like you wouldn't actually code on mobile. Although it's a very neat
mm,
feature to have, you actually won't code on mobile or try to build an app. When you're trying to relax, and then you just open up Cloud Code and try to build a product there. It actually doesn't
mm,
work like that until and unless you're very much insane, or you want to because so I think that's some kind of segment that Cloud the like the slash remote functionality also already picks up, that you can just prompt from the using the Claude app. But whatever you need for handling any kind of LLMs or SLMs from like the workflows from your edge devices. I think Siri has already integrated Gemini, Samsung, and like other stuff like Gemini is already there on all Android phones. I think they are doing pretty decent work. I believe they've already optimized how we use it, but I don't think people like like a whole lot of people would actually would use the feature only, like even if they provide it for very deep purposes. I think that's why uh, laptops exist separately and phones exist separately, not only for the screen side but also for how we actually use it for in our daily lives.
Mm.
That might be it.
Also, like I was thinking it in both ways. We can say, okay, one part of the market is already captured by OpenAI, Claude, and Gemini.
Right.
And like, is my understanding or thinking is correct? You let me know. Like, if I target kids and applications for elderly people, right? So, should I build a similar product like OpenAI and Claude and go to a different market like elderly or the kids section? Or like those market will also be captured by OpenAI? Because my understanding is, okay, everyone in the world is not going to use a one single application, right?
No.
So
Um,
like,
yeah. So I have this theory that I think it's going to work out soon. So the
mm,
meta glasses, right? So there so there is a lot of incentive for all these big model makers to get a good speech to text model work open source. Well, Nvidia is doing that soon, and I can understand why. Because once you start wearing glasses, you will no longer using a keyboard is another thing. I don't think we'll be using mics separately from a laptop as well. So I think we'll just be talking to our glasses and everything can just move from there. And they have more incentives to make it work open source from there in itself. So that's one. And with respect to kids and like everybody, at the end of the day, they all have the same voice, unless they have some kind of specific thing that you want to solve. I would say,
mm,
is there anything unique about kids or elderly that they speak in a different way that Whisperflow could not solve? And even if you do find them, how much time does it take for someone else to easily compete in that? So I feel like that's the right way to think about it. So I've just given up on voice altogether because it's just too crowded.
yeah, yeah,
I think for it's a little bit different space that you can work out. If you look at the how people actually use it, at like what are the problems that comes with elderly people, right? They want simplifications. They're people might older people tend to have shaky hands or poor visions or something like that. So the main things that they require are kind of augmentations like in the sense that whatever makes their life easier. So if they have got something, I think there are a few apps as well that you can just talk to your phone and it can do stuffs for it. So it will be great, but you cannot implement that for kids because kids they need to be monitored. There are a hell lot of parental controls that you have to put. The features will be different, although it's a very different space. And kids nowadays, like you have to like describe the kids based on their age groups, right? And if you just look at age groups from 6 to 12, right? If you take that age group, I think kids nowadays are so smart, they can bypass any kind of parental securities or parental controls and that. So they would actually use all these features because they like using those filters, they like using like new interesting stuff that you might put up. But 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 my point is that the kids and elderly people, the users that you're talking about, Moniz, is actually it might be very targeted based on the needs, because the elderly people would not like something so featureful and feature rich that the kids would love, right? And the kids would love more
makes
features,
sense.
right? So it's about how you actually position this and actually build your application or like whatever you want to use,
Yeah.
right? And also one more thing is that it depends on the the group of people that you're targeting to. Like elderly people who are very well educated, right? That's a separate group altogether, right? But elderly people from villages, right? They will not be relying on meta glasses or things like that, right? They will not even understand. They are still using the dumb phone, right? They will not even
Mhm.
understand what this is about and what is this. So you have to very specify on and categorize your audiences and then you have to build applications that actually help them in their daily life. So that's what adoption for these two extremities of age groups actually mean. And and anything works for the people in between. So that's the point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing, man. And any more question, anything else? I think we are already by time. We have got 10 more minutes maximum. uh, can I do my showcase, Anuj? Yes, but Anuj, we have got 5 minutes, and in the last 5 minutes, we'll be doing some LinkedIn exchange. We'll be doing some exchange. We'll be winding up. So Anuj, you can, yes, if you want to
Yeah,
showcase,
sure, sure.
absolutely, right?
I will do it fast.
Absolutely, absolutely, no worries.
Mm. So I have recently started my agency, Arc Automation.
Right, cool.
Let's give some introduction first. I am in third year of my college. First year I learned web development. Second year I learned AI. And in that mean process, I made some friends like who are AI engineers in some US based companies, a few website developers, few video editors. Like one of my friend is running a video editing agency. So I thought mixing all those our skills, we can create an agency. So this is what I created, Arc Automations. We create AI automations, web development, and video editing. So we have different products. Like you have seen, like in Amazon, there are different products listed. So in the same way, I have listed different products here on different categories. We are planning to put a SaaS video on every product and with a live demo link so that the during pitching someone we can show them how the product will look like. So this is basically it.
I love the UI. Sorry, I am loving the UI. I'm just loving
Thank
it.
you.
Really nice UI.
It's a really nice one.
It's all vibe coded. I use the Apple skill for Apple website skill for making this, and I give a specific color palette.
Right.
I've also created a few like products already. So this is the client portal, one of the web development product where we can show all the things like different. We can make them log in through a sign up link instead of giving them email or password every time. We can give them a magic link to which will directly come into their email so that they can sign in from there. And from here, the admin can look at everything
Got it.
like clients, documents.
Got it. Got
And we
it.
have closed a few clients, but they were local businesses. Like this one is like a TV electronics shop. So for them, we have made this website.
So if
And
I'm understanding this right, that so like whoever wants to come up and if they want to create their own website, they can actually create using your services that you're using, and it's kind of a like a
yes,
automated process. So it will spin up a website based on the information that they're putting in.
no, no, we will understand their need, like what they want in a website. We will create the website for them.
Okay,
It's like we are showing them what are the things we offer.
got
One
it.
second. Like we can provide them a client operations portal. We can provide them a AI based analytics dashboard and other things.
Makes sense.
Right now, we are getting clients through our connections, relatives, and all. Uh, so we are doing it for them. But apart from there, we will be targeting foreign clients as well. This is
Uh,
another website which I made for one of my clients.
Amazing, Anuj. Anuj, if you can just put your message in the group, I might be able to help you to get some customers, initial customers.
Yeah,
I
sure.
can help you get.
Let me put my Instagram account.
Absolutely. Yes, I think Saktivel has also. Saktivel, can you just put up if you just before dropping out? Has Saktivel dropped? Yeah, no. Saktivel, can you just put your full LinkedIn? Uh,
Uh-huh. Okay, I'll do
yeah,
that.
it's coming in a weird way, so people might have issue with clicking on it.
Anuj, can you please put this on WhatsApp group? Your
Yeah, sure.
Saif is your live. Amazing. Yes. Okay. That was a great thing. Anuj, I think you have already got one lead from Gauravji, right? And that's a good start for you, I guess. And yeah, so I'll try wrapping it up right now. But before that, I'll request you all, like whoever is present right now, if you can all share your LinkedIn, and we can follow up. We can a LinkedIn or X, wherever you guys are active, and yeah, we can do that. Right, cool. And in the next meet, I think this has been a very productive meet. This is more than I expected. Yes, Ashwani, please.
Can we connect over Twitter? I'm using Twitter more than
Absolutely,
LinkedIn.
absolutely. Yeah, just
Yeah.
feel free to drop it. Feel free to drop it.
Yes.
Okay.
uh,
And yeah,
Shreyan, can I request if they can post the links in the WhatsApp group so that the history of WhatsApp is always there. We can just roll back. This will go with the meeting.
yes, and I'll also be putting up the meeting notes, and I'll be like whatever we have discussed, and also yeah, you can also do that. And also one more thing is that what I was trying to tell is in the next meet we'll be having some better because this is not a long running event that has been going on. This is a very this is just started, and this is the second event, and it's already shaping up well, right? So I think if people are liking it, and we can make it more structured, we can bring in like I'll personally ping the other guys in the community group to come and present their all. I can even I might ask Rohit Kumar, to come up, and I'll also bring in a few good speakers from our community. And yeah, I think the next one would be even better. This one has been great. We loved it. Thank you so much, Hani, for your presentation. Thank you, Anuj.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you, Lakshay. Right. Amazing, man. Thank you so much, guys. I think
And
we
thanks,
had.
Shreyan, for your initiative. I think you are to be thanked also. Vote of thanks.
No, it's fine. It's all for the
Yeah.
community. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Absolutely. Chalo. Bye, guys. Good night.
Bye bye.